Greetings! I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. And you might be wondering why I'm standing on what's left of Connor's ship here. Well, there was an interesting story. We did an entire walkthrough of the ship. We talked about everything. We brought it down to this planet. We crashed it. We dropped warheads on it. We did all kinds of fun things with it. And then when I went to do the editing, I discovered that there were no game sounds and even Connor's could not be heard. So we are going to redo the tour for you. But I wanted to let you know what happened because I might use some of the footage from that first time through this time around, because some of it was pretty good, and then you'll get the best of both worlds, and that'll be fun. And thank you, Connors. I know it's taken a couple of weeks to get back together to do this, and I appreciate you spending the time to do this tour with me, not once but twice.
Happy to.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a break right here and jump up into space and get a fresh copy of your beautiful silver Fern. Okay, so here we are up in space, right up above the planet there. And we'll be back down on the planet soon, I'm sure. But let's start off with tell us about this ship. Tell us what am I looking at? What kind of ship is it?
Well, it's basically a transport ship. I use it as a defensible platform to move my stuff around in space.
Okay. And it's also quite defensible. I've noticed there's a lot of turrets running around underneath the flight deck there, and there's a few smaller ones up on top, and oh, that's right. There's missile turrets up in front of the bridge here, as well as more interior turrets. Yeah, nobody's going to get anywhere near your ship without getting hit several times in the face by small arms or large arms fire. The whole black and yellow checkerboard thing, I don't think I asked what's the story with that.
It's just like a hazard strip. You have those hazard strips around helipads and whatnot, which are the black and yellow.
Yeah.
And I just continued it until the whole thing was covered.
Huh. That makes sense. And you got a couple of spots for docking in with connectors. It's nice.
Which means that you don't have to worry about flying your ship inside into the slightly tighter space.
Mm-hmm.
You can just drop stuff off outside.
And then one of the largest airtight hangar doors setups that I've seen in quite a while. I don't think I've ever seen one quite this large, at least not in vanilla. With mods, people do make quite a bit larger doors, but this is just gigantic, which is great.
I converted one of the assaults that spawn when you attack stations into a large ship mining vessel, and the door had to be big enough that I could bring it in sideways to get to the inside. And that's why it's so large.
Well, that would make sense. And of course, I noticed you've quite the number of buttons for managing it. You've got one on the inside and outside there. And
both sides, because it's such a run.
Yeah, it is quite a run from one side to the other. And I think you described this this flight seat here as an emergency flight seat in case you just needed to run inside and take off. That's a good idea.
Yeah. As I do a lot of piracy in my single player, it comes to the point where you have to jump out of your fighter, run straight in here, and get it out of range before too many things plow into you.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way. And then we're pressurized in here as well, which is nice. This is entirely, I can take my helmet off and walk around without any problem. Of course, we're in creative mode, so that wouldn't have been a problem anyway.
which also means you can do maintenance on your smaller vessels as well as construction and all that stuff
Yeah.
easily in here.
And I noticed you even have one of your vessels in here. This is obviously a planet side vessel.
hmm General purpose, two large containers, oxygen generator, and thrusters and whatnot.
Nice.
And you just shove on whichever device you need, i.e., the drill, the grinder, or the welder, as needed.
Let's see. And then you've got the same setup on the other side over there. And then.
Except this one is got the lifted docking connection, whereas that one is a flat to the deck docking connection.
Oh.
That way you can take different types,
Oh, yeah.
different connection types, depending on what type of small ship it is,
Very nice.
or medium ship.
Okay. There you go. So further
Shall
into the
we
bowels of the ship.
upstairs first?
Okay.
So up here we have our 2 jump drives, so we can get
Very
throughout
nice.
the galaxy. Tally ho!
Yeah, jump drives are awesome.
And a large space back here, which, if needed, you can actually put one of the nano factories in.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be a great idea. Um, but even in vanilla, you could throw yourself a almost throw in a large container. You could certainly get in several smalls.
We have one large container down below, and about what is it? 6, 9, 18 small containers.
Oh, good grief! Wow. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that.
And here's the med bay.
Oh, nice.
And behind the med bay, you have your a small cargo container, so you can quickly grab guns and whatever else,
Nice.
as well as more gyros to keep us going.
Oh yeah.
And finally, up in this little loopy bit to get up through the neck of the ship into the central command chamber, the
And
flight.
basically 100% view up here. You can see in every direction. And I like how you have these wings off the side. Do these have a specific purpose, or is it just for a beautiful view?
I was actually trying to copy a British warship design.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. Okay.
They have the wings either side for the lookouts.
Okay. I always get lost in this ship. So
This
now we're
is
back
kind of
on the
like your
flight
living
deck.
space.
This right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can throw the furniture mods in here and have, just a little living space.
Yeah. That would be nice.
And down here is the guts and nuts and bolts.
And this is, I was saying in the last time we did this that that this has got to be one of my favorite engineering decks I have ever seen, because it's somehow crammed to the gills with everything, yet still open enough that you don't it's not hard to get from one place to another, and you can access everything. I really like it.
Yeah. Like I says, I do a lot of piracy, so I need to get in here to do repairs. And if there's something you can't get to, well, it just doesn't get repaired.
Yeah, that's. And you've got, let's see, we looked at it, and you have, what was it, 4 refineries?
Yes, 2 on each side, fully, with all the upgrade modules and everything.
Are you
2,
sure there's not 3 on each side?
no, only 2.
Oh.
Plus 2 arc refineries.
Oh, that's what I'm. Oh, that's assemblers over there. Okay.
Yeah, 2 assemblers each side, and
Oh, and then there's the arc.
3 oxygen generators each side.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
And running down the middle, you have your 3 large reactors which keep us powered
Mm-hmm.
with redundant plumbing wherever I can, so they can both plumb through each other, as well as having extra plumbing up top to just in case one of them gets knocked out.
Nice.
And back here is my cargo zone, where we've got one large container and two 9-block stacks
Oh, those are cargo
of the small.
containers. Okay. Yeah, that is a very large amount of cargo containers there. So,
Since we've copied it in straight from Creative, there is quite a fair bit of cargo in there.
nice.
Almost
You mean
double its
you mean from
own
survival?
current weight.
You
Yeah,
mean
no, since we copied it in through,
right?
since we
Oh,
copied it in
pasted. Yeah,
from Creative
yeah. Because
into
you built
Creative.
this. You built this in survival, which is the other impressive thing
Mm-hmm.
about this ship. Is this is the ship that you fly day to day in your survival world, right?
One of about 3 actually.
Oh, okay. And it was interesting because when we first logged in, I actually came down here and we fixed up a couple. Actually, there's still even a little bit of a dent over here that I didn't fix up.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Because, like I said, this is a survival ship, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know. There's something more impressive about that.
Fully capable of surviving in single player or I suppose multiplayer, although I haven't actually tested it.
I can't imagine why it wouldn't, other than lag or that kind of thing. But
Uh,
and then these are
so,
your hydrogen tanks, quite a few of
mhm.
them. I'm
And if you look directly up to save space, we've got a whole bunch more of gyros up there
oh
as well.
yes, always
So
need
we've
more
got a
gyros.
whole line of them running from stem to stern.
And as always, you can get up in here and work on them without any problem.
Mm-hmm. The one thing you can't actually get to is the oxygen tanks, which are found way forward in the front of the ship, in the actual nose.
Oh, like through this wall
So,
kind of thing?
no, directly through the wall is a one of the motors, and on the other side is another wall, and then the oxygen tanks.
Oh, okay. Of course, you oxygen tanks aren't that big. You could actually bring them in here.
But then there's the problem of space with walking around and
Oh, that's
everything.
true. That's true. That's true. How many oxygen tanks do you have on board?
Only 3.
And then this side is all just mirrored of the other side, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I like this ship. You know, it's funny. It doesn't take very long to tour this ship because it's just kind of everything's right there in front of you. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. But there's so much to it. You know, it's one of those. It's like, they talk about with cars where they say it's a small car, but somehow it feels bigger on the inside than it does on the outside, and that's what this one feels like. Is there's so much here, and it feels so big on the inside, but it's really not that big. I mean, it's big, but
It's big. It's
but
not
like
that
some of the
big,
other
yes.
ships, some of the other ships that I've toured have taken. I'm not knocking those ships. They're awesome, but they take half an hour to tour, and they seem to have the same number of features that you do. And they can't even land on a planet, which is what we're going to do next, right?
Sweet.
Because I think we've seen. Oh no, wait, we missed something. There's one thing we didn't see.
Let me just close this door first.
Okay.
So that we can keep pressure in the...
Oh, that's true. Of course, we're in creative mode, so it's not that big.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. We didn't look at the thrusters on this thing, which is another impressive thing because you do have all 3 kinds of thrusters, and a lot of them. So we've
Hmm.
got, and of course, normally you wouldn't be out here having your atmospherics running, um, but you've got tons of atmospherics, and we'll get this down on the planet and play around with just how maneuverable this thing is planet side. Then you've got a ton of, maybe not a ton, but you've got plenty of ions. And then for that launch out of the atmosphere, you've got a bunch of hydros down the bottom. And
Large and small.
large and where are the small hydros?
If you look here, you can see two indented in here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And if you look up the neck in between the ion thrusters, you'll find a small hydro indented
Oh,
there too,
okay.
neatly hidden away.
Now, I'm curious, did you actually find you needed those few extras on top of all the large ones you already have? Or was it?
No, the large ones we can actually share nearly all of them off, only having like 3, I think, and that's enough to get us into space alone.
Oh, wow.
At least when empty.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's funny. Okay, there's an episode that of my Let's Play that's coming out on, tomorrow from when we're recording this now, but by the time people see this, it'll have been the previous week, where I discover the difference between an empty ship and a full ship. Very, very clearly, I do. All right, let's get this thing flying toward that planet there. I do like the look of this ship too. This got the whole like, as you said, it's the shape of a silver fern, right?
I mean, looking down from above.
Yeah. And considering its size and the fact that we've got a fairly full cargo as well, this thing accelerates not too badly. We're at 50 meters per second already, and we are in gravity.
The main thing I went for is maneuverability. All those gyros.
Oh, yeah, it turns
Just one
pretty
more
quick.
gyro. Just one more gyro.
It needs the hydros to stop, right?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so.
Essentially, the hydros are only as needed acceleration in space, and
We may be
for
coming
getting
in a
up
little
and
too
out.
fast. This may not happen. We might just crash this thing right now, this very second. Oh, my goodness.
We're gonna bounce. We're gonna bounce.
I don't think we... No, it stopped us. I am impressed. I am very impressed. I thought for sure that we were just about to crash there. But nope. We stopped. All right, so now here's the fun part. So now we're going to do a little bit of canyon running and play around with the performance of this guy. And I discovered last time that changing direction on this, like changing momentum, it does a lot of slide. But if you tilt, it uses those bottom thrusters and can really actually change direction pretty quickly. And it does a good job.
It's kind of like flying a helicopter, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot like that, I think. Anything with a lot of down thrust. All right. So, let's see just how close we can get with or without crashing it. Not bad. I'm just really impressed that something that can, something can be so functional in both space and on the planet.
It is actually more maneuverable here in an atmosphere than it is in space. But
It
yes.
seemed like it. I guess
In
normally
space
we
you
would
have-
turn off the... There we go. We can turn off those ions.
In space, you usually have a bit more to stop, bit more distance to stop.
That's because I think overall. Whoa. Okay, what did we hit? Did I just clip the ground?
Yeah, I
Why
think
are
it
we
might
getting a
have.
funky red light? Oh, that's gotta be a graphic glitch.
God, I can see it too.
That
It's
is
like we've got a
bizarre.
laser.
Yeah, that is really strange. Now this is in stable, not development, so I'm kind of wondering what just happened there.
It's actually in line with the one of the small hydrogen thrusts.
Oh, weird. And every time I hit C to go down, it disappears. It's a graphic glitch with the hydrogen thrusters. Here, let me kill the hydrogens. And it can actually, that's right, we found this out last time, that it can actually completely fly on nothing but atmospherics.
Like it says, the hydrogen's only needed to get you in and out of the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and as needed, a chunk of speed to get you out of an emergency, or say.
Now, are there any rear facing hydrogens, or is it just down facing?
It's all downwards facing.
Interesting. Which is, I mean, that's the most efficient option for certain.
But this is built for single player, and you don't want to. I didn't want to have to constantly be running for ice to make the ship maneuverable. So the hydrogens I just wanted to get, like I said before, in and out of atmosphere with.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah,
No,
okay, there
no,
it goes.
yeah.
I wanted to crash it eventually. This isn't quite as spectacular as the last time round, but I'll probably be showing some video of the last crash as well, and we can talk about just And the other nice thing about this ship is, since you've designed it around piracy like that, even with half this thing broken, it'll still function and fly and do things. Here, I'm just gonna kill. There we go. Now we have no functioning thrusters at all, and I want to run around and inspect what exactly we just did to the ship and kind of show off how resilient this thing is to damage.
And all this on light armor too.
Oh yeah, good point. So we've ripped open the bottom of the ship here. Like, there's big chunks missing down here, but because of your redundancies, so we did not. No, we lost the large cargo container, but because of the redundancies, everything's still running. Like, there's very little, and we lost definitely a bunch of refineries and assemblers. But the other side, okay, all the refineries are gone, but we still have a few assemblers. And we've got pretty much everything in the front.
And the small cargo containers are still here, so you'd still have some resources in there.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you use Tim?
Not in this one, no.
Okay. See, now if I had this ship, I think I would use Tim and use him to split out all of my parts amongst the various different containers, so that if I lost one, I'd still have others that still had a good mix of parts. But yeah, I'm impressed with this ship overall. And is there anything else? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can actually see the oxygen tanks now. We've ripped the nose open.
Oh, the ones that we were talking about earlier. Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go take a look. Oh, when you said in the nose, you meant like way out in the nose. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, nice. So those are no longer attached.
No.
But that's okay. This is yet another very impressive ship in our ship tour series, and I really like it. And I appreciate you not only letting me tour it once, but letting me tour it a second time. It's very cool. Leave a nice comment for Connors. Tell him how great his ship is. Ask him some questions. I'm sure he's going to be hanging around in the comments there and try to at least read a few of them there, here and there. And hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the rest of the ships and the ship tours. All of them have been really cool, and all of them are part of our little community here. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.
Bye all.